My first ministry after completing novitiate was to be a prison chaplain for 2 years. And then I worked for 20 years in an inner city parish in Washington, D.C. And then I was 10 years as bishop in the West Indies. In each of those venues, I saw what drugs did to my people. I saw how marijuana was so often the initiation into a life of drugs.
For many, this hails as an issue of individual liberty, the right to enjoy some weed, if you please, in the privacy of one's own home. For others, it's a social justice issue, an attempt to stem the tide of mass incarceration of Black and brown youths. And for others, it is just another way to make lots of money at the expense of others.
Almost every major community I can think of that touches this issue is either neutral on it or has come out against it. The healthcare community, the addiction community, the political community, the education community, and here we are today with the faith community. And for all of these communities, the message has been the same. We want to be part of building strong communities from one end of the Commonwealth to the other. And what we see in this is a huge step in the opposite direction.
From my perspective, the issue of legalizing recreational use of marijuana is problematic for a whole litany of reasons, but mainly because it can make its use as a means of self-medication more available to both young people and adults alike.
Islam is against intoxicants because you can't make the best choices possible for yourself when your mind has been altered by mind poison. Hence it's called intoxicant.
I started my morning off today by calling a parent who lost their child due to the use of alcohol and drugs today. And my phone call to that parent was, "I'm sorry for your loss." And I've made that phone call many, many times as mayor, as a state representative, as somebody in recovery who understands what addiction means.
I can only imagine parents around the country too thinking twice before they would want to send their sons and daughters to school in a city that becomes a mecca for the East Coast for marijuana. For some, it means huge financial benefits, but as already been said here, people are more important than money.
But the Apostle Paul reminds us in 1 Corinthians, take care that this liberty of yours does not somehow become a stumbling block. Their target audience will be the children and families that live in our communities, as an evident by the packaging and the mask of this product in popular candy bars. It is in our communities, near our neighborhoods, where our children travel day after day, that these pot shops, if you please, will find their home.
I believe that question 4 must be defeated because there is simply no goodness in it. Pointing to a potential financial benefit for the state speaks volumes to the priority given to money over the well-being of our people.
As a father of a teenage son spending his first semester away in college, I worry about the choices he and his peers are faced with. Will they avoid the temptation of gambling, alcohol, and other legalized vices? We certainly don't want to be adding the recreational use of marijuana to the list of potential temptations.
On a personal matter, understanding the effects on so many people in a negative way, I don't think there's ever been a ballot question that I've been more opposed to than the ballot question of question 4. And the reason for it, I've had to make too many phone calls, like I made today, to parents to say, I'm sorry about your loss. Your son or your daughter's pain and suffering is over now, because they're no longer with us. Thank you.
6,000 words on that ballot question, written by the industry and for the industry. How much of that do you think represents what anybody would call a balanced approach to the implementation of this law?
Jesus said, I came that you might have life and have it abundantly. And my friends, abundant life is found in health and wholeness.
The Islamic Council supports the democratic process, but more so we are concerned for our public health and welfare and support protecting our most valuable asset, the future of our young adults. Assalamu alaikum, shalom alaikum, pax vobiscum, and peace be unto you.